Hello everyone, I'm Faith Godbold from A Touch of Faith. If this is your first time watching my YouTube channel, welcome. Today we're going to create the Watermelon Wreath Kit number 1. If you'd like to purchase this kit, be sure to check out my Etsy shop linked in the description box below. And while you're at it, be sure to like this video and subscribe to my channel so that you receive notifications when we add new tutorials. Okay, let's get started. So a couple of logistics. I am creating this with the mesh that came from the kit, but guys, I sold out of all of the green with the stripe, the moss green and the apple green. So you're going to see me use just the lime green fabric mesh, but please know that this is the same mesh. Just a slightly different color. And then we have the red fabric mesh. We're going to cut these into 20-inch pieces tonight. So I'm using my cutting mat. This is a 36 by 24. And so for the purpose of what we're doing, I'm just going to hold my scissors right here. Now, whenever I can, I like to use the method of stacking the colors on top so I can do fewer cuts. So we're going to need 9 cuts. I've already done 2 of each. So we're going to do 7 more cuts. So we are cutting it right here at 20 inches. All right, so we're just making those 20-inch cuts, and I'm just tossing my mesh over to the side out of the way for now. All right, so we did 9 cuts at a time for 2 colors, making a grand total of 18. And as you can see, look at all of this mesh we still have remaining right here. So there's half a roll. We only used 180 inches from each roll. So again, you have enough to create a second wreath if you wanted to. So let's grab our wreath form, and we are going to wire this wreath form using 2 colors. I like to color code my pipe cleaners so that it helps me know where I'm going to place the mesh. So your kit should have come with red pipe cleaners and also some green. All right, so this is a 14-inch wreath form that came in your kit. And what we're going to do is we're going to alternate red and green. And I always like to wire them 3 pipe cleaners per section, and you have 6 sections. So for the first one, we're going to wire the 2 inners, just like so. And I like to bring my pipe cleaner up halfway, and I just squeeze it a little just to hold it, and then we're just going to give it a couple of twists. Okay, and we're going to do that all the way around for the inside. And then for the outside, we are going to place our pipe cleaner. If you can see the weld marks here, I want you to eyeball this pipe cleaner that's in the center. And then here's the weld mark, and we are going to center it in between the 2. So the same thing. So we are wiring, and I'm just alternating colors. So we are right here going in between the center point of the weld mark and this pipe cleaner that's in the middle. Going halfway, and I'm just wiring it a couple of times. Just give it about 2 or 3 twists, and then we're going to rotate around, alternating the colors. So there we go. And that is all you do. So let me move my sign a little bit over here. So once you have wired up your wreath form, we are now ready to start making some ruffles. So we're going to grab our mesh, And then all we're going to do is make sure the curl side is facing downward. I'm going to separate the two colors. And the whole point of color coding with the pipe cleaners is everywhere we have a red pipe cleaner, we will place red mesh. Everywhere we have a green pipe cleaner, we will place green mesh. Okay, so we're going to start in the inside, and we'll do one section at a time, and then we'll move to the next. Now, one of my little techniques that I love is I like to tuck my end under a bit, just so that I don't have a raw edge showing. This is not a must. This is just something Faith likes to do. So I'm going to tuck my end under just ever so slightly so that I have a nice and neat edge. And then to do the ruffle, you're literally going to just scrunch it up the middle. So if you have a cutting mat, you can easily see where the middle is. It's right here, these two areas. And we're going to use our thumbs and our index fingers. And we're literally just going to ruffle it straight up. And if your mesh tries to roll, you just pull it back and unroll it. All right, so we're going to just ruffle straight up the middle, just like so. And then when you get to the end, you can pull it towards you. And then I'm going to tuck that little edge under, just like that, so we can have a folded edge. And this is what a ruffle should look like. And if you do it in the middle, you should have equal amounts on both sides. Sometimes you may not, so you can slightly pull to adjust. And then all we're going to do is take our first red. Since I have red in my hand, I'm going to grab the inside red and go straight down on top of that pipe cleaner, just like so. And then I'm going to give it a couple of twists. Now, I am placing my ruffles in with the ruffles going left to right. You could place them in with the ruffles going up and down. You pretty much will have about the same result. I just like tucking the ruffles this way. I'm keeping all that contained edge on the inside, and either way works okay. So as you start to create your ruffles, you'll come up with the technique that you like best. All right, let's do the same thing for the green. So we want the curl side going down. All right, and then I'm going to fold up just a little bit of that edge. Notice it wants to curl. That's okay. And then I'm just going to scrunch right up the middle, leaving some of it folded to see how it's kind of naturally folding. So I'm going to leave about that much folded. And then there is my nice, beautiful ruffle, just like that. And again, if it's in the middle, you should have about the same amount on each side. If not, you can pull it. And then we're going to come down and let's go ahead and drop this one in. We need a green. So we're going to do the green right below the red. Okay. So we're going to do one section at a time. So I'm having to lift that green up so I can get to the red. You can do the outside first if you want, and then the inside. You pretty much will get the same result. The only difference is your inside will be more on top. Okay, so you can kind of decide how you want to do your ruffle, and then they will touch just like so. Okay. All right, so let's keep going. We need a red. And this is how it's looking so far. So hope you all can see the colors. They are building up so nicely on the wreath. Super cute, 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 cute colors. Last one is the red. All right, here we go. Red right here. And we are putting the red in. Just like so. All right. Let me tuck this one up just a little bit. What do y'all think? This is our wreath base of all that beautiful mesh. And then I'm just making sure that the colors each have their own spot, that nothing's covering or tucking. All right. All right, so we have 4 ribbons that came in the kit. All right, the first one is this beautiful watermelon. It's on a gingham print, like a black and white gingham, and we have the watermelon slices. And then I absolutely love this one. It has both of those greens. So we have that dark green and the lime green, and it's in a stripe. You have 3 yards of each of your ribbons. All right, this one, more of the watermelon, but we have the greens, a little bit of black, and then I love this strip going down the center because it looks like watermelon seeds. And then we have some more of that black and white in the gingham. So we are going to cut the 2.5-inch ribbons at 13 inches, and we're going to cut our 1.5 at 18 inches. All right, so let's go ahead and grab our ribbon. Since we have 4 colors, we only need 3 pieces. So we're going to do 13 inches. Okay. So I'm just going to use my cutting mat right here. So I'm measuring from the 0 to 13, and I'm just literally cutting. And that's all we're going to do. We're going to make 3 cuts of each of the 2.5-inch ribbons. So you don't have to have a lot of fancy tools or equipment when you're making your wreaths. You just use what you have. All right, so there's our 3. And notice we have this much ribbon remaining, so we'll use that for our bow. All right, let's do the same thing with this one. So we're going to go ahead and cut our ribbon at 13 inches. So 1, 2, and 3. All right, let's see what else. Got those. Let's do this watermelon one. And you have plenty of ribbon left to make a bow. And like I said, if you cut your mesh 20 inches, you have enough to make a second wreath. You'd have to have another sign, or you can do it with no sign. And I'll tell you, when I first started making wreaths, ladies, I did not add signs. I don't think signs were popular when I first started. But you could easily add a monogram letter. You could add some florals to it. You can add whatever you want. Some picks. So you have options. And you could even add that beyond your kit if you wanted to. All right, for the 1.5, let's cut these at 18 inches. Because we're going to make some half bows with those. That rhymed, didn't it? All right, half bows with those. So 18 inches. And one more. 18 inches. All right, we're going to go ahead and dovetail our ends. So let's put all of the 1.5 inch together. And to dovetail, we are going to just take the ends, okay, and we're going to fold our ribbon in half, like so, and we're going to cut from the folded edge to the outside open edge. And the deeper you cut, the more of a V you'll have. And if you cut correctly, it should look like that. Okay, so that's how we're going to do our V. And let's turn around and do the same thing on the other side. So match your ends together, fold, and then cut, outside fold to the flaps. Okay, and there we have it. So that's how you get your dovetail. All right, let's do the same thing for the 2.5 inch. So I'm just putting all of them together. Okay, and we're folding it over just like so. And you want to cut the folded edge to the outside where you have those flaps. So I like to dovetail just so I get those really finished edges. All right, same thing, just like so. All right, let's do the green. So matching them together, then folding and cutting. Okay, same thing, folding and cutting. All right, just like so. All right, last one, we're matching it up. All right, we want to fold and cut. And there you go. All right, one more. Let's see how this one looks on red. I think I want these two on red and these two on the green. So green and then red, like that. All right, so we're just going to alternate. We'll start with the green. So I'm just folding that ribbon in half, okay? And then we're going to scrunch it up the middle, just like so. And we're going to drop it in right here on this green pipe cleaner. And I'm just color coding based on what ribbon I think would pop on what mesh. Ooh, what do y'all think? Y'all like that? I think I love that on the green. All right. So let's do this one next. So we're going to do a red next. All right, so you want to fold the ribbon. I like to fold it in half to find that midpoint. And then we are literally scrunching it right up the middle. And this is wired ribbon, so you can make it do what you need it to do for this particular design. And I'm just placing it right in and giving it about 2 or 3 twists. Okay, just like so. And as you can see, that's what we have so far. Now, for the purpose of this wreath, we're not going to add any additional embellishments, I don't think. I could technically cut those, but y'all know me. I like to wait until the very end, but I'm pretty sure we're not going to add anything else because nothing else came in the kit, and I'm going to keep it to just what was in the kit. But I'm still going to wait. There's something about that. All right, for this 1.5 inch, notice I'm doing something a little different. I am folding it in half, but I'm not creasing it. And what I'm doing this time is I'm measuring about 2 inches down, a little over 2, and I'm going to grip it like so. And then we're going to make a half bow. So I'm going right into that pipe cleaner, and I'll show it to you in just a second. And I'm going to twist it in a couple of times. But here's the difference. I'm going to turn it so you can see. When we do the half bows, we are going to take the wrong side. So this one's the right side. We have to take the wrong side and twist it over so that we have both of the right sides showing. And I know for this design, you can't tell, but sometimes the ribbon will tell on you if you don't do it. And then we're going to take our fingers and place it through that loop so that we literally have a little half bow sitting right there. What do y'all think about that half bow? So we're going to use our 1.5 to make half bows. Y'all like that? All right, so let's keep going. So we've done 3 of the 4 ribbons, and now we have this one remaining. So we're going to fold it in half, just like so. And then we're going to scrunch it, and this one's going on the red. So I love when the colors turn out the way I picture it in my head. All right, so there we have it. 1 round of all of our ribbons going all the way around, just like that. And that's how quick you can easily just add your ribbons into your designs. All right, let's keep going. Let's go ahead and figure out where we want our sign. And I'm thinking probably sort of like that off to the side. What do y'all think? And then we can put our bow in this area. We might add some ribbon there. So we will plan to put our sign right about here. So let's see if we can make a little bow. If you did not want to make a bow, you could just put your sign off to the side. For this particular technique, if you were to place it in the middle, you'd have to cradle it right there where your mesh is, and I think that could work just fine. Okay, so you do have options, but I think I'm liking that side. All right, so let's get our leftover ribbon, and we will make a bow. Let me move this over. And I love to use my Easy Bow Maker. If you don't have an Easy Bow Maker, you can certainly make your bow by hand. But I like the Easy Bow Maker because it allows me to be able to hold all of the ribbon right here in the actual holder itself. So we are going to start with this one. And I'm going to keep it pretty basic. So let's go ahead and do our dovetail, just like we've been doing. So I'm folding it again, just like this. And I'm going to cut from that fold to the outside edge. So I'm going to do about a 7-inch tail because we have a smaller sign. All right, and then I'm using my leftovers. Let's create some loops. So let's do about a 4-inch. Let's do 5 inches because that one's really big. That loop right there. And I think we have room for it with our sign being small. So we'll do 5 inches. All right, and then I like to fluff as I go, and it's all about the twist. So I need to twist it, and then I'm going to loop it, and let's do another 5-inch loop on this side. And if it's too tight or too big, you can pull it some. And that's what I love about the Easy Bow Maker because it has all of its measurements right here. Okay, and I'm just fluffing it as I go. Okay, all right, and then I'm going to trim it at the 7-inch mark. And see, I still have a little bit of ribbon left, so I could use that for another project. All right, so let's go ahead and trim that off. All right, let's go with the green next. We're going to do the same thing. So let's go ahead and dovetail it. And I hope y'all can see the colors. It looks so pretty. So there's our dovetail. All right, let's do about a 6-inch tail this time. So I scrunched it, and before I put it in my 2 pegs, I'm going to twist it, drop it in. And then since we did our loops at 5 inches, let's come in some. All right. So let's see what 4 looks like, because I want to see each color kind of peeking out. Okay. Let's do a little over 4. So almost 4.5. Okay. And then let's make another loop. And if you needed more loops, you could certainly keep going. All right, and then we're going to end at about 4.5 inches. So I did the loop after I twisted it. And I'm just fluffing as we go so I can see what this is going to look like. And then we're going to trim this one at the 6 inches. Okay. All right, and then there's my leftover ribbon to do something with in another project. Let's go ahead and dovetail. So fold and go ahead and trim. Okay, I hope you can see how that's building up and shaping up. All right, let's get our 3rd ribbon. So we're going to do the same thing, dovetail. All right, let's do about a 5-inch tail. I'm scrunching it right here. And then I'm going to twist it. Bringing my tail in the opposite direction here. All right, let's do about 4 inches, almost 4. Okay. Twist it, and then let's loop it again. Okay, what do y'all think? Is it coming together nicely? I think I love it. I didn't know it was going to look like this. I mean, I pictured it in my head, but just to see it all unfolding, wow. All right, and then we're going to use our measuring, our ruler right here, and we're measuring 4. And then we're going to trim this at about 5 inches. Okay. And then we'll dovetail this way. Trying to look at it from your view, and it's like, oh, wow, I see it. All right, and we have not that much left. So we have really about a yard left of ribbon, so we could use that for another project. All right, and let's do the last one. All right, so we have our 1.5 inch. So let's dovetail it, folding it over and cutting from that outside fold. All right, let's keep this one at about 5 inches too. We can always go shorter. So I'm going to pinch it, and before I drop it in, I'm twisting. I'm going to drop that tail right in there, just like so. All right, let's go in to about 3.5. Let's see. All right. And then let's do the same thing. twist it, and I'm pulling it so I can get it right at that 3.5. And I'm also eyeballing it to see what it looked like on this side. So even though I can't quite see my ruler anymore, I can eyeball it and look at the loop on the opposite side to tell if it's even. So you can take those two loops like so and go up to see if they're even. All right, and then let's cut it at the 5-inch mark, just like so. All right, and then we will dovetail it. All right, and this is what we have remaining. So all of my ribbon, you can see all the ribbon that we have remaining. We can use that for another wreath, another project. All right, so let's get a pipe cleaner. These were 2 for my sign, so let me grab another one out of that stash from the kit. So remember, I think you have 24. So far, we've used 18, so I just grabbed another one of these. You get 12 of each color. So we're going to fold it in half, and then I'm going to carefully grab my bow, because this is a thick one, off of the bow maker, holding it in my hand. All right, and then we're going to take that pipe cleaner that we halved right here, and I'm going to come straight down around the middle, and I'm going to pull just like so, and then I'm going to just give it a couple of twists. I'm twisting the bow in my hand. All right, let's get our easy bow maker out of the way, and let's go ahead and get this fluff. All right, it was already pretty much fluffed, but I'm just going to do a little bit more fluffing before I place it on the wreath. So I like to do my tails opposite each other. Okay, so as you can see, tails, I'm starting with that bottom layer. And then I'm grabbing this loop right here. So here's where you want to straighten your loops. So if you can see, I have these 2 loops opposite each other right here. See that loop and this loop opposite, and then the matching tails are opposite. And then we're going to do the same thing for the next layer. So that green and the green are opposite. And then we're going to pull the tails opposite, just like so. All right, so let's grab this one. So opposite and tails opposite, just like so. And you can move those tails and make them do what you want them to do. And then finally, this one, opposite. And so we need to make the loop, or the tails rather, opposite. And I can probably go ahead and tell you we will end up trimming those. All right. So you want to just put your fingers inside of each layer, each loop, and you shape them and you make them do what you need them to do, just like so. Y'all like that? All right, so let's grab our wreath. So let's prep our sign. Our sign's going to go about right here. And I'm thinking we will put our bow about right there. So bow about right there, and sign will be off to the side, okay? All right, so let's prep our sign. And what we're going to do first, right here, and you can see it's not a thick sign at all. In fact, it's not even a 1/4 inch. I mean, it's very thin, so we want to make sure we take care to not punch anything through that. So I have my glue gun ready, and your kit came with some cable tie mount squares right here. And it also comes with the adhesive. So you can put the adhesive on, which is what we're going to do. And then we're going to glue everything down just to make sure. I don't like anything coming off of my wreaths. I even sometimes would just glue these directly on to the signs, especially if they're metal signs. Since this is a wood sign, we should be okay using the square. So we're going to peel the square, and we're going to go ahead and just drop it right on the square surface itself, just like so. And we're going to place one on each side. So I'm just pressing it down. Then I'm going to trim off that little, peel off that part. And I'm just going to put one on each side, just like so. And we're going to come back with some glue just to make sure it stays. All right, so same thing, repeating the process, putting that adhesive part on, peeling off the sticker, and then let's put another mount over here. And then what I like to do is put my glue around the edge just to secure it. And this is Gorilla Glue. And I've had great success with Gorilla Glue. I don't have things falling off of my projects. So I'm just squeezing Gorilla Glue all the way around. I've even also used the E6000. So if you've had, if you have some of that, you could put that around too. But this is just to give it a little bit of like a hold so that it doesn't come off. But I have also put the glue on the bottom of the squares and then also press that. So that's another option you have as well. All right, we're going to let that dry. And let's go ahead and put our bow on. So I'm going to move this here so it can dry. All right, so let's go ahead and put our bow right in this area. So we're going to go ahead and just trim these down. So we're going to take these two right here and just trim them. I'm giving them about 3 or 4 more twists, and I'm literally just tucking it and pushing it down, just like so. All right, so let's take our bow, and we're going to kind of put our bow in this area. I'm going to actually go, let's see, because it's so big, I might go for the red, and we can still put the sign here. So where that red pipe cleaner was, I'm going to take this green right here, and I'm going to go around it. So I'm literally putting, let me zoom in so I can show you. I'm literally putting my green pipe cleaner from the bow. I'm going to go around that pipe cleaner right there. Okay, so I hope you can see that. So I'm going to feed it through the mesh because I want it to have something to catch on to. So I'm feeding it through the mesh on one side, and then I'm doing the same thing on the other side. Okay, we're feeding it through, and I have it through. And I'm going to go ahead and pull it. And before I pull it all the way, let me turn it over and show you without smushing the bow. Hope you can see that what I did is I went around, let me do it this way. Do you see how I went around that red pipe cleaner? And I'm also going around this second bar. So I'm literally going to be twisting it and securing it around. All right. So I always like to check though to make sure I'm not pulling the bow too tight because you don't want to suck your bow. All right. So let me go ahead and do it and then I'll show you what I'm doing because I don't want to pull too tight and suck the bow in. All right. So let me pull just a little. I think that's about it right there. All right. So I'm twisting, twisting, twisting. And I'm going to show you what it looks like. All right, let me turn it over. All right, carefully. And you can see the back looks pretty neat. So this part that I just twisted right here, all I do on the back of my wreaths is I take this and I fold it around the nearest bar. This one is not too far away, so I can fold it around. And then I'm going to fold it around again and tuck it so that nothing sharp will touch my customer's door, just like that. I hope that helps showing you the back. All right, now let's turn it back over to the front. And now we have our bow already pretty much ready to go. But what we're going to do now is trim the tails if they're a little too long. We're going to get them in their proper place. Give them a little bit more love and attention. Okay. So I'm just taking my fingers, fluffing those loops back open, twisting my tails back the right way, And then once we get our sign on, we'll see what we might want to trim. Because I'm probably going to trim that one. It looks like it's a little long. Pull that one down. And see, that's the beauty of it. You get to decide what you want to shape, what you want to trim. Okay. That one's probably going to get trimmed. Okay. This one's trying to hide on me. There we go. You see how I had to move him? And then this tail, just like that. So once you get it on your wreath, you can move things just the way you want. Okay, so we have pretty much all of our loops are fluffed back out. Y'all like that? This one feels like it wants to go here. So I'm going to let him go here because he was competing with this one. And that's the beauty of it. You can decide where you want your tails to go. All right, let's go ahead and trim this one down just a little. I can already tell that one's hanging a little too long for me. Here we go. So we can see the layers below it. That one's probably going to get cut, but we'll do it in a second. All right, and then we're going to grab our sign. Y'all like it? Oh, I can't wait to see the wreath with the sign. All right, the sign is pretty much ready. So let's go ahead and grab our last green pipe cleaners that I grabbed. And we're going to feed the pipe cleaner through the opening. You could go either way, top to bottom or left to right. I'm just doing left to right. And I just match it halfway. And then all I'm going to do is give it a couple of twists, just like so. 2 or 3 twists. Do the same thing on the other side. Feed it through. And I like to feed it through after the glue is dry because sometimes if you don't wait, your pipe cleaner might get stuck in the glue. So you don't want that. All right, so twist it a couple of times. All right, just like so. And now we are ready to attach our sign to the wreath. So we said we're going to place it right about there. So let's go ahead and remove this pipe cleaner right here. Just cutting it down after giving it a couple more twists. All right. And this is where we're going to place it. Notice I didn't cut those others yet. I think that's where we want it. Now, I want to show you something. I could have put my cable mounts here and here because it's technically going like that, but it's okay. We'll be able to feed it through. All right, so let's go ahead and secure our sign. And we're just going to go right here through the mesh. So let me turn it around so I can see what I'm doing. I'm feeding it through the green that's right here. And I have one side in. All right. And then we have one side in, but I'm not going to secure it all the way just in case. And I'm doing the same thing like I showed you before. I'm wrapping it around the bar just a couple of times. Okay. So that I can see where I want this to lay. All right. So I want it more down. Let's see. All right. I think I want it like that. All right. I thought I was going to angle it, but it kind of went in its own way. So I'm going to let it do what it wants to do, but let me check it. Hold on. I could come down like that. I think I want to go this way with it. All right. Can y'all still see it? All right. So let's go and turn it like this, and I hope I can keep it angled because this angled a way that I wasn't planning for. but that's okay. Sometimes the wreath will speak to you and you just go with what the wreath is saying, right? All right, I'm feeding it through. The sign was speaking to me and it was telling me where it wanted to go. So I'm like, oh, okay, sign, I hear you. So I'm trying to feed it and hold it where it was trying to go. We'll see if I get it right. Okay, I got it through one. Let's get it through the other. And I think I have it. And then before I tighten it, I've got to look at it, y'all, because I can't grab it. Okay, I see it. You know how you can see it, but then you can't see it? You can feel it, but you can't see it. All right, I'm going to tighten it just a little so I can then check it to see if it went on the way it was trying to. Not the way I was trying to, but the way it was trying to. Oh, yes, I think that's it. And then I'm going to make sure that it has a proper place to sit. All right, and then I will finish tightening that in just a second. Y'all like it like that? I'm going to trim this one down just a little, just like so. And I think we already have everything else looking good. So let me turn it around so y'all can see it. Tell me what y'all think. And while you're doing that, I'm going to take a look at these pipe cleaners. So since we are finished, we can go ahead and trim our pipe cleaners. I love it. All right, let's see what we think here. All right, my ladies, here is the finished wreath. And I love it. I think it's beautiful, like you said, just as it is. You can always go back through and straighten up your tails. And I think it came out great. And you can see I have all these leftover pipe cleaners that I'll be able to use for something else. Trust me, we'll find a use for them. Okay, y'all love it? Okay, you all, I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. To see more of my videos, make sure you like this video and subscribe to my YouTube channel. To see more of my wreath designs, visit my Etsy shop at www.atouchoffaithshop.com. And to learn how to make wreaths and so much more, you can join my private group at www.learnfromfaith.com. As always, be blessed, and I'll see you in the next video. Love you all.